Good morning to you all. Tony Virtue speaking, Virtue and Partners. We're part of our Meet the Manager series. This morning I have Matthew Fist from Firetrail with us. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Great to be here, Tony.
I'd start by just giving a little bit of your background as to how you got started in funds management and a little bit of your history.
Yeah, sure. Well, I have a bit of a non-traditional background, as you would probably know from our earlier chats.
Yes.
I actually didn't study finance at university. I studied engineering and geology. And so prior to joining Macquarie and then eventually Firetrail, I actually spent several years working for both BHP and Rio Tinto as an engineer and geologist, working both underground and above ground, which gave me some great experience. Then joined Macquarie on the sell side, covering large cap mining stocks like household names, BHP, Rio Tinto, and then finally progressed to the buy side or working in the funds management side of the business, actually picking stocks and investing money on behalf of not only our team, but also clients with a particular focus on the mining industry. Around, I think it was 8 years ago now, we departed as a team to form Firetrail. We were all previously at Macquarie, having worked in that business together for several years. Since then, we've raised about $5.2 billion in funds under management from our with help, I should say, from our partners at Pinnacle. We've got around 19 investment professionals and 5 funds. So it's been an amazing journey.
Well, congratulations. That's quite an achievement.
Yeah.
Perhaps you could just explain to us a little bit about, particularly the small company sector, how that works. What is your process for selecting stock?
Sure, yeah. So my main job is a portfolio manager for the Firetrail Australian Small Companies Fund. And as you say, we have a particular focus on small companies. And when we say small companies, we're talking about anything from around $200 million market cap to up to around $5 billion market capitalisation. Small companies are, as many of your viewers would know, they're much more inefficient than large caps, and therefore the best way to determine or uncover gems in that part of the market is to do what we call deep dive fundamental research. So that's employing our technical backgrounds, myself being an engineer and geologist, Eleanor, my co-portfolio manager, being a qualified immunobiologist, and several others in the team with that specialist expertise, to go out there, meet management teams, build detailed financial models and just uncover some of those fantastic opportunities. And it's a really exciting part of the market because we're trying to find the next big thing, the next CSL, the next BHP or the next Macquarie. And that's what makes my job one of the best ones, I think.
And there is quite a disconnect at the moment between the valuations of larger companies in Australia and some of the smaller companies. Could you talk to that and what might happen, particularly as interest rates decline, if they do?
Sure. Yeah, we're at a very interesting juncture, I think I would call it, in the market at the moment. There's a real bifurcation in the valuations between large caps and small caps. So if we take some headline multiples, and I don't want to talk about too many numbers here, but the typical way to analyse stock is what we call a price to earnings ratio. So simply what multiple of current year earnings you're paying to invest in that stock. Now the large cap part of the market is trading on around 20 to 24 times earnings. And if you invest in that, you're getting around 3% annual earnings growth over the next 3 years. So you're paying a reasonable valuation for not much earnings growth. Take the small cap part of the market, you're paying a very similar multiple, maybe even slightly less. But instead of that 2 to 3% earnings growth, you're looking at more 15 to 20% per annum earnings growth. So it's among the largest valuation gaps that we've seen, certainly in my time in the market. Now, the small cap part of the market has underperformed large caps really over the last 20 years and particularly over the last 5. But what we've seen in recent months is very interesting. We've started to see a bit of a catch-up of that performance. So since the end of July, the small cap market is up around 15% and the large cap market is broadly flat. So it's a very interesting time to be a small cap investor and we're really excited about the outlook.
No, we can see that in the numbers coming through.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question about how you see technology and AI and all those kind of things?
Yeah.
It should, to my mind, level the playing field, as in allowing smaller companies to really move quickly and be able to scale up. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Absolutely. I mean, investing in small caps is great because we're investing in the disruptors. And being a disruptor often requires a big investment in technology. And AI is really changing the game in terms of how people can invest in that technology. Whereas many years ago, you may have had to spend $10 or $20 million investing in a CRM system or an ERP system, so effectively a system to run your business. now AI can recreate those systems at a fraction of the cost. And so it really means that if you're a small cap now, you can compete on a level playing field from a technology standpoint. And so if you've got IP in other parts of your business, you're not at so much of a disadvantage in that. So that's one of the really exciting parts of the market we're seeing coming through, not only in being able to invest in those companies that are enabling AI, like data centers and some of the software companies themselves, but also companies that have great businesses that can be enhanced by artificial intelligence. And one of those that we commonly talk about is IDX, or Integral Diagnostics.
How many stock do you have in the portfolio normally?
So today we've got 48 core positions in the portfolio. We invest right across the market, so we're not restricting ourselves to any particular sector or theme. We invest in resources, as you can imagine, biotechnology, classic industrials, real estate income trusts, infrastructure. We really do have a balanced portfolio of what we think are fantastic small cap ideas taken from right across the market.
It's exciting times, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Matthew, thank you for your time. Thank you, Matthew.
Thanks, Tony.
That was Matthew Fist from Firetrail. I'm Tony Virtue, when experience pays.